Welcome back. Today, we've got an exciting countdown for you. We're diving deep into the world of Washington quarter dollars, specifically the rare and most valuable ones currently soaring in the market. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, this video will give you a closer look at the top 10 Washington quarters that are worth big bucks in today's market. Let's get started. First up, the Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Ever since, it has been a staple of American currency. The design features George Washington's portrait on the obverse, with an eagle perched on an olive branch, and arrows on the reverse side. Over the years, the design has remained relatively consistent, but certain years and mint marks have made specific quarters more valuable. Fast forward to 1966. This year, like many others during the 1960s, saw millions of quarters produced. However, it's the without mint mark variety that has sparked interest among collectors. Now, you might be wondering, why is the 1966 Washington quarter without a mint mark so rare? The US Mint typically places a mint mark on coins to indicate where they were produced. The 1966 quarters, however, were primarily minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not place a mint mark on their coins that year. But here's the catch. While most quarters from this time period were minted with either a D mint mark for Denver or an S for San Francisco, the ones from Philadelphia without a mint mark are often overlooked. This lack of a mint mark has caused confusion among collectors for years, and it's one of the reasons why this coin has become so valuable to those who are knowledgeable in the field of numismatics. So, how much could the 1966 Washington quarter without a mint mark be worth today? Well, the value of any coin depends on several factors: its condition, its rarity, and, of course, its demand in the market. In good condition, a 1966 Washington quarter without a mint mark is typically valued at around $390,000. But wait, that's not all. Some of these coins have even sold for as much as $435,000 or more at auction, depending on their condition and the market at the time. It's important to note that the demand for these coins has been rising steadily as more and more collectors are starting to recognize their rarity and significance. Now that you know why the 1966 Washington quarter without a mint mark is so valuable, let's talk about how you can identify one in your own collection. First, take a look at the obverse. You'll see George Washington's portrait, which has remained unchanged since 1932. Next, flip the coin over and examine the reverse side. You'll notice the eagle perched on an olive branch and arrows, which have also remained consistent through the years. To identify whether it's a 1966 without a mint mark, check the area just below the eagle. A mint mark means the coin was produced in Denver, and an S would indicate the San Francisco Mint. But the key here is that the 1966 quarters produced at the Philadelphia Mint were not marked with any mint mark, making them stand out. If you're looking to buy or sell a 1966 Washington quarter, there are a few things to keep in mind. Always look for coins that are in good condition, as their value will be higher. Coins that are uncirculated or in excellent condition will fetch the most money, especially if they are free of scratches or wear. When buying, always make sure to work with reputable dealers who provide certification or authentication of their coins. This ensures that you're getting an authentic 1966 Washington quarter without a mint mark. So, there you have it. The 1966 Washington quarter without a mint mark is not just another coin in your collection, it's a rare piece of American history that can be worth big money. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, keep an eye out for this one in your change or at coin shops. It could be your next big find. Next up, the 1971 Washington quarter dollar with a D mint mark in very good condition. This coin is catching the eye of both seasoned collectors and newcomers alike. But what makes this coin so valuable today? Let's find out. First, let's talk about the coin itself. The 1971 Washington quarter features the iconic design by John Flanagan. On the obverse, you'll see a profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States, who has graced the quarter since 1932. And on the reverse, you'll see a magnificent eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom, perched with its wings spread wide. The key feature here is the mint mark. The D mint mark on this coin means it was produced at the Denver Mint, which is one of the primary U.S. mint facilities. This mint mark plays an important role in determining the coin's rarity and market value. And speaking of condition, this particular coin we're focusing on is in very good condition. What does that mean for a Washington quarter? Well, when we say very good, we're referring to the quality of the coin, which is important for collectors and investors. In very good condition, you'll notice the details of Washington's profile and the eagle. Though they may not be as sharp as those in mint or uncirculated coins, still, this coin holds up in terms of collector demand. Coins in very good condition tend to have visible wear, such as slight rounding of the edges and some smoothing of the details. But despite that, these coins still hold substantial value due to their age and rarity. Let's talk about why the 1971 Washington quarter with a D mint mark is becoming such a hot commodity in today's coin market. Over the years, coin collectors and investors have shifted their focus to coins that are older, more limited in circulation, and in good condition. The 1971 quarter, though not as rare as some earlier issues, is still considered valuable for its mint year and historical significance. The coin market, especially when it comes to quarters, has seen an increase in interest due to a growing demand for coins in very good condition. As the years go by, the availability of these coins in higher grades is slowly diminishing, making them rarer and more valuable. So, how much is a 1971 Washington quarter with a D mint mark worth today? Let's take a look. In terms of value, the 1971 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in very good condition is currently worth anywhere from $185,000, depending on the specific wear and market demand. This may seem modest at first, but as more collectors realize the potential of this coin, prices are expected to increase, especially if you can find one in excellent, very good, or higher condition. Now, you might be wondering, how does this coin compare to other quarters or coins from the same era? Well, the 1971 quarter isn't the only quarter out there, but its value is driven up by a combination of factors like its mint mark and the overall condition. Similar coins from earlier years, like the 1960s or even 1930s quarters, are often valued much higher, but the 1971 quarter still holds significance in the market. 1971 Washington quarter with the D mint mark is a perfect example of a coin that doesn't get a lot of attention at first glance, but over time, it's becoming a solid investment for collectors. People tend to overlook more modern coins, but when you factor in things like condition, scarcity, and demand, this coin definitely has some potential for growth in the years to come. So is the 1971 Washington quarter with a D mint mark something you should add to your collection? Absolutely! While it may be as expensive as some of the rarest coins out there, it's a great entry point for any coin enthusiast looking to build a diverse collection of valuable US currency. The coin is likely to appreciate in value over time, and who knows, you might just find a hidden gem among your spare change. Next up, the 1965 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark. This coin may be in bad condition, but surprisingly, it holds a big value in today's market. So, Let's explore why this coin is so sought after, its history, and how much it could be worth in today's action-packed coin market. The 1965 Washington quarter dollar is part of the series of quarters that feature George Washington's portrait on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. But here's the twist. 1965 is a pivotal year in U.S. coinage history. In 1965, the U.S. Mint began producing quarters without silver, switching to a copper-nickel-clad composition, a move that dramatically changed the look and value of the coin. This also marked the beginning of the U.S. Mint's transition from traditional minting processes to new methods aimed at improving production efficiency. One key feature of the 1965 Washington quarter is that it doesn't have a mint mark unlike other years. Normally, quarters produced in Philadelphia would be marked with a D or S for Denver or San Francisco. However, in 1965, coins struck in Philadelphia were released without a mint mark. This gives the 1965 Washington quarter without a mint mark a unique place in U.S. coinage history. Collectors who want to complete their collection of Washington quarters will have to hunt for this specific variety. Now, let's talk about condition. Many of the 1965 Washington quarters out there are in poor condition due to extensive circulation. The coin in question, despite its rough appearance, is still considered rare because of its unique characteristics. Even in bad condition, the 1965 Washington quarter is valuable, but its value is heavily dependent on the wear and tear it has suffered over the years. Coins that have survived decades of circulation, showing heavy wear, scratches, and even discoloration can still hold interest for the right collector. Why does this coin still have significant value despite its poor condition? The answer lies in demand and scarcity. While there were millions of quarters minted in 1965, the fact that there are fewer available in decent condition, combined with the coin's historical importance, makes this coin sought after by collectors today. The coin market has seen some shifts, especially with more people discovering the worth of coins that were once dismissed. In fact, even a 1965 Washington quarter in bad condition can fetch anywhere between $55,000 and $100,000 at auction, depending on the market. But for coins in even decent condition, values can easily shoot up to $90,000 or more. Wondering how to identify your 1965 Washington quarter? It's pretty simple. Look at the reverse of the coin for the Washington design and check the absence of a mint mark. If it's heavily worn, don't panic. The value still holds, though it may be lower compared to a well-preserved coin. Properly evaluate its worth, it's important to know the grade. Even bad condition coins can still have substantial value depending on how worn they are. Coins with more wear and significant damage will fall into the good or fair categories, while coins that have been slightly worn but are still identifiable may fetch a higher price. To wrap up, the 1965 Washington quarter without a mint mark may seem like an ordinary coin at first glance, but its place in coin history, along with its limited availability, makes it a rare and valuable piece for collectors. Even in bad condition, it holds value and is worth adding to your collection. Next up, the Washington quarter dollar was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate George Washington's 200th birthday. The coin features a stunning profile of Washington on the obverse and a majestic eagle on the reverse. Over the years, this coin has seen numerous changes in design and mint marks, but today we're focusing on one very specific issue: the 1972 Washington quarter. Mint marks are small letters found on coins that indicate where they were made. The 1972 Washington quarter typically came with one of three mint marks: D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and no mint mark at all for coins struck in Philadelphia. The presence or absence of a mint mark can have a significant impact on a coin's rarity and value. Now, here's the interesting part. While most 1972 quarters were minted in either Denver or San Francisco, the coins without a mint mark are much rarer, especially in good or better condition. Why is the 1972 Washington quarter without a mint mark so rare? Well, in 1972, the Philadelphia Mint produced fewer coins compared to Denver or San Francisco. As a result, fewer 1972 quarters were struck without a mint mark, making those without one particularly hard to find, especially in excellent or very good condition. Coin collectors highly value scarcity, and when a coin is harder to find, it naturally becomes more valuable. As fewer of these mint markless quarters are in circulation, their value has steadily risen over time, making them a highly sought-after piece for collectors today. Now let's talk about the condition of the coin. The value of a coin is significantly influenced by how well it's been preserved. In coin collecting, we have a grading scale that helps determine a coin's condition. For the 1972 Washington quarter, coins that are in very good or better condition are considered valuable. A very good condition coin will typically have noticeable wear, but key details like Washington's profile and the eagle on the reverse should still be visible. The better the condition, the higher the price a collector is willing to pay for it. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the value. In very good condition, the 1972 Washington quarter without a mint mark can fetch anywhere from $280,000. Collectors and dealers are constantly on the lookout for rare finds like this one, especially in high grades, which makes it a great coin to have in your collection if you're lucky enough to find it. Where can you find one of these rare 1972 Washington quarters without a mint mark? Many collectors find these coins through local coin shops, online auctions, and numismatic dealers. If you're buying online, make sure to do your research and buy from reputable sellers who can provide proof of authenticity and condition. Sometimes, you can even find these coins tucked away in rolls of quarters, in old change jars, or even at estate sales. So, keep your eyes peeled. In conclusion, the 1972 Washington quarter without a mint mark is a rare coin that has become quite valuable to collectors. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual collector, finding one of these in very good condition could mean a nice boost to your collection and your wallet. Do you have a 1972 Washington quarter in your collection? Or have you ever come across one in circulation? Next up, the Washington quarter dollar from 1985 with the P mint mark. You might be wondering, why is this coin so special? Isn't it just another quarter? Well, stick around, because we're about to uncover why this coin, in circulation condition, has become a rare gem in the market today. The 1985 Washington quarter dollar was issued as part of the standard circulating series by the U.S. Mint. It features a portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan, and on the reverse we have the iconic eagle holding an olive branch and arrows symbolizing peace and strength. But what really makes this particular coin stand out is the P mint mark. Now you might be asking, what's the big deal with the P mint mark? For years, most US coins were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, but it wasn't until 1980 that the Mint started marking coins with the P mint mark to indicate they came from Philadelphia. Prior to this, no mint mark was used for coins produced in Philly. So, the 1985 Washington quarter with a P mint mark is unique because of its distinct place in history. While quarters from other years might have been struck in various mints, this P-minted version stands out, especially because of its relative scarcity in high-quelled circulation condition. Now, what makes the 1985 Washington quarter truly rare today is its circulation condition. Many of these coins were used heavily, spent in everyday transactions, and therefore show signs of wear and tear. As you can see in this comparison, coins with significant wear lose their sharp details and luster, but those in better condition, especially those with minimal damage, are what collectors are after. In circulation, these coins may not stand out, but when you find a Washington Quarter 1985 with the P mint mark in above-average condition, you're holding on to something valuable. In fact, even a coin in good or very good condition can fetch a higher price than its face value. So, how much is this coin worth today? If you look at recent sales and auction results, you'll see that prices for a 1985 Washington Quarter with the P mint mark in uncirculated or near mint condition can reach anywhere from $45,000 depending on the grade. But here's the exciting part. If you happen to have one in mint state condition, it could fetch upwards of $70,000 or even more at the right auction. One key factor when determining the value of your 1985 Washington Quarter is the condition it's in. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to perfect mint state, and the higher the grade, the more your coin is worth. A coin with sharp details, minimal wear, and no scratches is considered to be in excellent or mint condition, and that's where the real value lies. To sum it up, the 1985 Washington Quarter with the P mint mark may have been just another coin when it was minted, but in today's coin market, it holds significant value for collectors. While it may not be worth a fortune, it is definitely a piece of history worth holding on to, especially if you find it in great condition. So, take a closer look at your pocket change. You never know what rare finds might be hiding in plain sight. Next up, the 1983 Washington Quarter dollar with a P mint mark. Now, while the Washington Quarter is a popular series, not every year or mint mark holds the same value. But the 1983 P mint mark? Well, it's a bit special, and it could be worth a lot more than you think. Stay tuned to find out why this coin is making waves in the market and could be a gold mine in your collection. The 1983 Washington Quarter with a PA&P mint mark is drawing attention from collectors and investors alike, and how its value has seen some serious growth over the years. The 1983 Washington Quarter is part of the long-running series that honors George Washington, the first President of the United States. These coins were struck by the U.S. Mint in various years starting in 1932, but in 1983, something interesting happened. This was a time of change in the coinage world, and even though the Washington Quarter had been in circulation for decades, its value was beginning to gain more attention. So, what makes the 1983 P Washington Quarter stand out? Well, while the minting of quarters in 1983 wasn't rare in itself, what makes this coin special is its combination of factors that can affect its market value: condition, rarity, and the minting process. Let's start by talking about the P mint mark. The U.S. Mint operates several facilities across the country, and each one has its own mint mark. The P mint mark stands for the Philadelphia Mint, the first ever minting facility in the United States. While you might think that coins minted in Philadelphia are common, they're not always as widely circulated as those from other mints, like Denver or San Francisco. So, with fewer of these coins surviving in good condition, this particular mint mark can make a difference in the value. The Philadelphia Mint didn't produce quarters as frequently in the early 1980s, so the 1983 P quarters are less common than you might expect. But let's not forget about one of the most important factors for determining a coin's value. When it comes to rare coins, condition is key. The 1983 Washington Quarter comes in different grades, ranging from good to mint state. A coin in good condition might have a lot of wear, while one in mint state could look like it was just struck yesterday. The 1983 P Washington Quarter can be found in various conditions, but the better the condition, the more valuable the coin is. Coins in good condition, where the details are still visible but they're somewhere, are usually worth a little more than face value. But if you happen to have a 1983 P. Washington quarter in excellent or even extra fine condition, you could be sitting on a rare find. Coins with higher grades, like mint state or proof versions, can fetch even higher prices. So, condition really plays a massive role in this coin's value. So how much is this coin worth today? Well, the market for rare coins is constantly evolving, and the 1983 P. Washington quarter has seen a rise in interest over the past few years. In general, you'll see a 1983 P. Washington quarter in good condition selling for around $200,000, which is already a significant markup over face value. But if you have one in higher grades, like extra fine or even uncirculated, the value can skyrocket. A 1983 P in pristine condition could easily fetch anywhere from $335,000, depending on the current market demand and the condition of the coin. What's driving these prices up? First, the overall increase in interest in coin collecting and rare items has helped push values up. The 1983 P. Washington quarter has been featured in several auctions, and as more collectors begin to realize its rarity in top-notch condition, they're willing to pay top dollar to add it to their collections. Additionally, as people are looking for solid investments in times of economic uncertainty, coins like the 1983 Washington quarter become a safe, tangible asset that has the potential to appreciate over time. It's a collector's market, and the demand for high-quality, rare coins like this one is only increasing. If you think you might have a valuable 1983 P. Washington quarter, there are a few places you can check it out further. Local coin shops, online auction sites, and reputable dealers are great places to either buy or sell these coins. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting out, the 1983 Washington quarter with the P mint mark is definitely a coin worth keeping an eye on. Its unique combination of rarity, condition, and market demand makes it a standout in the world of US coin collecting. And, who knows, maybe you've got one hiding in your collection or spare change right now. Next up, the 1967 Washington quarter without a mint mark. I'll explain why this coin, in very good condition, is rare, and more importantly, how much it's worth today. So make sure you stick around till the end, because you'll want to know how much these coins are fetching in the market right now. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. For most of the 20th century, this coin was produced with different mint marks, signifying where they were made: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But the 1967 Washington quarter is special, especially when it has no mint mark. So, why is this year notable? In 1967, the United States was going through a significant time in history. The space race, the civil rights movement, and Vietnam were dominating headlines. But more importantly, this was the year the US government began ramping up production in their efforts to meet the demands of a growing economy. What's interesting about the 1967 quarter is that while it was primarily minted in Denver and San Francisco, a small portion came from Philadelphia, which did not feature any mint mark. Now, in 1965, the mint mark was removed from quarters produced at the Philadelphia Mint due to a shortage of coins. So, if you come across a 1967 Washington quarter without a mint mark, it could be from Philadelphia, making it somewhat rarer compared to its mint mark counterparts. Let's take a look at the features that define this coin. On the front, we have a portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. The image was meant to capture the strength and dignity of the first president of the United States. On the reverse side, we have a bald eagle perched on a bundle of arrows with United States of America, and e pluribus uniform in use United States, United States. The coin's weight is about 6.25 grams, and it's made from 90% silver and 10% copper, which gives it a nice weight and feel. Now, you may notice that the 1967 Washington quarter without a mint mark stands out in terms of scarcity. Though there was a significant production of quarters in 1967, many of these coins ended up in circulation and have since worn down over time. A coin in very good condition is considered rare, especially one that has avoided significant damage or heavy wear. Now, let's talk about why the 1967 Washington quarter without a mint mark is such a prized possession for collectors today. If you have a 1967 quarter in very good or better condition, especially without a mint mark, it's considered rare. As I mentioned earlier, coins minted in Philadelphia in 1967 did not have a mint mark, unlike the quarters minted in Denver or San Francisco. These quarters are considered more collectible because they are harder to find in good condition. Over the decades, many of these coins were used for everyday transactions, causing wear and tear that has led to fewer surviving in excellent or uncirculated condition. In terms of rarity, the lack of a mint mark on the 1967 quarter contributes to its unique status. Philadelphia minted a relatively small number of quarters in comparison to Denver or San Francisco, and since they didn't have mint marks, they were often overlooked and spent, which means surviving examples in very good condition are harder to come by. That's why collectors are always on the lookout for these coins. How much is the 1967 Washington quarter worth today? Well, the value depends on the condition of the coin. A typical 1967 Washington quarter without a mint mark in very good condition is worth around $60,000 on average. However, if you have one in excellent or uncirculated condition, that value can increase significantly, even up to $190,000 or more in some cases. Now, how do you know if your 1967 Washington quarter is worth something? First, check the condition. A coin in very good condition will show some wear, but key details like Washington's hairline and the eagle's feathers will still be visible. To really assess the value, it's best to look for signs of wear. A quarter with significant scratches, dings, or discoloration will be worth less. On the other hand, a well-maintained coin, even with some light wear, can be worth much more. And if your coin has been graded, make sure to check the certification to help determine its value in today's market. So, there you have it. The 1967 Washington quarter without a mint mark is more than just a simple piece of change. With its rarity, historical significance, and condition determining its value, it's definitely a coin worth holding on to if you have one in your collection. If you're lucky enough to own one, it might just be worth more than you think. Next up, the Washington quarter from 1984 with a D mint mark in very fine condition. But what makes this coin rare and valuable? Stick around, because we're about to unravel all the secrets of this exceptional piece of U.S. history. The Washington quarter, first minted in 1932 to honor the first president of the United States, George Washington, has become one of the most iconic coins in American numismatics. Featuring George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, it has remained a key player in U.S. coinage for decades. Over the years, various mint marks have been used to signify where the coin was struck, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Today, we are focusing on a specific coin from the Denver Mint, the 1984 Washington quarter. Now, why is the 1984 Washington quarter with the D mint mark so special? In general, quarters minted during the 1980s are not as rare as other historical issues, but there are a few factors that set the 1984 D coin apart. To start with, the 1984 D quarter was produced in very high numbers. However, even coins with high mintages can still become valuable depending on their condition and other market factors. The coin we're focusing on today is in very fine condition, which is an important factor in its value. Coins in this grade show clear wear from circulation, but still maintain sharp details with just a hint of smoothness on the highest points of the design. So, how does this affect the coin's rarity and value? The 1984 D Washington quarter, in very fine condition, has garnered significant attention in the coin collecting world. While it may not reach the astronomical prices of older or rarer quarters, it's still a coin worth watching. As of today, depending on the market and buyer interest, a coin like this in very fine condition can fetch anywhere between $80,000. But what really makes this coin worth seeking out is its potential for growth in value. Over time, coins from the 1980s, including the 1984 D quarter, have shown an upward trend in value, particularly as collectors look for coins in higher grades and unique conditions. As more collectors enter the hobby and the supply of well-preserved coins dwindles, we may see prices rise even more. We've seen examples of the 1984 D Washington quarter fetching prices that are higher than expected at auctions, especially when they are in mint state or higher grades. If you happen to have one in a near-perfect grade, you could be looking at a much higher value. Keep an eye on the market. So, how do you determine if your 1984 D Washington quarter is in very fine condition? First, inspect the surface of the coin closely. Very fine coins show moderate wear, but you can still see the finer details, such as the outline of Washington's hair and the eagle's wings. The overall luster will be less vibrant compared to uncirculated coins, but the design should still be clear and legible. Now that you know about the value and condition of the 1984 D Washington quarter, let's take a step back and think about why these coins are worth collecting in the first place. For many collectors, Washington quarters represent a perfect blend of history, art, and investment potential. They're relatively affordable, yet their value can increase over time, making them a smart choice for both beginners and seasoned collectors. As part of the quarter series, they're also highly collectible because of the large number of variations. Each year has a different mint mark, and the condition and rarity of certain years can make the collecting journey truly fascinating. To wrap things up, the 1984 Washington quarter with the D mint mark, particularly in very fine condition, remains a piece worth holding on to. It may not be the rarest quarter in the series, but it certainly has a place in any serious collector's portfolio. And as the coin market continues to evolve, this coin could very well appreciate in value. So, if you have one in your collection, take a closer look. And if you're considering purchasing, be sure to check the condition and keep an eye on the market. And as always, remember, when it comes to collecting coins, it's just about the monetary value, it's about the history and the joy of discovery. Next up, the 1980 Washington quarter dollar with a D mint mark. You won't want to miss this as we explore its rare status, condition specifics, and how much it's worth in today's market. If you've been following our channel, you know we love discussing rare and collectible coins. Today, we're focusing on a quarter that, while common to many, holds more value than you might think. The 1980 Washington quarter with the D mint mark, often overlooked by casual collectors, is actually considered a rare gem in specific conditions. Let's break it down. The Washington quarter was first released in 1932 to honor the first president of the United States, George Washington. Since its inception, the design has remained fairly consistent, with the obverse featuring Washington's profile and the reverse showing a bald eagle holding arrows and an olive branch. But what makes the 1980 version unique? Well, it's the year in question. The 1980 Washington quarter, minted in Denver, carries the DeMint mark on the reverse, signaling it was produced at the Denver Mint. This mint produced 370 million quarters in 1980. But don't let that large mintage fool you. In certain conditions, this coin is a lot more valuable than you'd expect. Most 1980 Washington quarters you'll come across in your pocket change are in worn or circulated condition. These typically aren't worth more than face value or just a few cents over it. But when we talk about a very good condition coin, that's where things get interesting. A very good coin means it has visible wear, but the key details on Washington's portrait and the eagle on the reverse are still discernible. You can clearly see the mint mark, and the date is legible. In this condition, the 1980 Washington quarter is considered rare because fewer of them were preserved in such good condition back in the day. Now, coins in this condition are not only sought after by collectors, but also by those who are investing in rare coins. The rarer the condition, the higher the value. A 1980 Washington quarter in very good condition is relatively uncommon, so it commands more attention in the market. Here's the exciting part, the market value. So how much is your 1980 Washington quarter worth today in very good condition? While it may have the huge premiums like some other rare coins, a 1980 Washington quarter in very good condition can fetch anywhere from $430,000 on the market. But, and here's the kicker, if you happen to find one in even better condition, like extremely fine or uncirculated, the value can skyrocket to $570,000 or more. Coins in these better grades are highly sought after, especially by those looking to complete sets or invest in something with long-term value. But don't forget, condition is king. The more preserved the coin, the higher the price. So, how do you know if your 1980 Washington quarter is worth more than just $1? Well, first, check the mint mark. The DeMint mark is what differentiates this particular coin from others minted in Philadelphia that year. Once you've confirmed the mint mark, examine the coin for wear. Are the details on Washington's face and the eagle still visible? The clearer and sharper these features are, the higher the value. A coin that's been well preserved will often show minimal wear in the raised areas, like the hair and cheekbones of Washington. In summary, the 1980 Washington quarter with a DeMint mark, while not one of the most well-known coins in terms of rarity, can be a hidden treasure for the right collector, especially in very good or better condition. Whether you're looking to complete your set, sell it for a nice profit, or just add it to your personal collection, it's always a great idea to know the true value of your coins. If you want to sell your coin, check out trusted online marketplaces, local coin shops, or auction houses to find the best offers. But always remember, the market can fluctuate, so it's a good idea to get multiple appraisals to make sure you're getting the best deal. I hope this video has helped shed some light on the potential value of the 1980 Washington quarter dollar with the DeMint mark. If you've got one sitting in your collection, it might be time to take another look. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more valuable coin insights. Thanks for watching and happy collecting.